That's us on the back TV right there. Yeah, we doing the dang on thing. Yes, indeed. You already know what it is. We back at it again with another one. Not with the white vans, but with the black socks today. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I needed to put that right there. The bottle. Put it right about there. All right, y'all. I was a beer drinking, hell raising hillbilly. My wife is on it. She's already on it, y'all. Y'all don't even know. I got the coolest, dopest, flyest, most elegant wife in the world. Oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh. Who is that in the bag? Who is that in the bag? Who is that in the bag? All right, y'all. We're going to give it a couple of minutes real quick. And my wife is situating the order. She is situating the order. Order in the court. Look at her getting all dressy, fly. Super la. Today's gonna be an interesting conversation today. That's what I know. Do you know that I know that you know that I know that today's gonna be an interesting conversation today? It's gonna be about that good stuff. About that thing where it's like it's a potion and you put it inside the drink and then, you know what I'm saying, you just get lifted. Right? I was like, they can go several ways of this conversation. Ooh. Start. You want me to start without you? She wants me to start without her. All right, yo. First, we want to say a hi to. This is our dog here. It's a mini. No, it's our dog here. It's a mini teacup. What do they call it? Teacup Chihuahua. Yeah. Guess what I named her? Yeah, I think it's a teacup Chihuahua. Or deer-headed Chihuahua or something like that. Anyways, her name is Nezuko. We call her Nezuko. Y'all don't know nothing about that.
Make some space for me if you want me to come there.
Maybe it's always space for you. Look, let me show you right now. Let me show you. Space. Always. All right, I'm gonna put her up here so y'all can see. And today's conversation is going to be about 7 points on communicating clear and better in your relationships, right? I think communication is in everything we do, yo. And even at certain places now where I'm operating in different areas, even at the hustle and stuff like that, I see people not practicing the communication skills, right? Did you get in there?
Not yet.
You in there? You in there?
I forgot something.
Oh yeah? Okay. Yeah, so we're gonna get into the communication skills. We're gonna basically elaborate on how we do things, and how we keep a clear headspace on addressing certain issues, problems, or even visions, goals, aspirations, and how we strive forward on that, right? It's like you don't want to be talking and then nothing is happening. Look at that. That's Nezuko right there. That's Nezuko. She says, I'm just scrolling. Have a great day. Gratitude and appreciation just here. What a name. So, number one, effective communication is the foundation of every successful relationship. Obviously, we already know that. Here are some 7 keys that we're going to transform your communication with your partner and build a stronger connection. Number 1 is going to be active listening. What does that look like? You're active listening right now by watching this. You're active listening. Are you listening? Are you listening now?
What I'm happy doing.
She's licking.
What's happening, everybody? I am here. We are here in a building.
What's up? You want to put your arm in front?
The white vans.
Want to put your arm in front? You want to put your arm in front? Yeah. Active communication, active listening. Nah.
Well, go ahead.
All right. So, number one is active listening, taking the time to truly listen and empathize and have empathy without distractions, right?
Yeah.
Understanding your partner's perspective before
Cut
responding.
Mm-hmm.
This dog, she is something else, bro. Like, she's ready to eat. She just ate not too long ago. And she really up trying to get some more.
She's not you catering.
You're out of there.
She's not ready to eat.
Oh, she is ready. She's sucking on my finger and everything. She ready.
Okay, let's talk about active listening. How do you actively listen? You actively listen by understanding, not listening to respond, but listen to understand. Listen to hear what the other person is saying, what your partner is saying, then listening to be quick to respond or whatever it is that's running in your mind. You need to control the answers that you have, and you need to put yourself in your partner's shoes, right? If it was you on the opposite end, what would you do? How would you react? Lock fam, hey, what's up? What's happening?
What it do? What it is? What's up?
I mean, we can do this with the Nestle here.
I think we can. I think she's just gonna chill out after a minute.
She's asleep.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, she wake up, tell me something, I want to eat again. You just ate a couple minutes ago.
You don't want to eat. You the one who's giving her your fingers.
No, I promise you, she wake up. Active listening.
Okay, be clear and direct. How do you do that? Be clear and direct. Do you want to give us...
You express yourself by honestly. Well, you express yourself honestly, number one. Number two, you give respect.
Yeah.
Right? So while listening and expressing yourself honestly, you are presenting respectfully, right?
Yeah.
So you're not just like having emotions involved. You're not screaming and yelling, getting all hype. There's a way that you're presenting whatever your problem is, and you're also creating a space.
Here. Bring her here.
Where?
To me. Let's go to put you to sleep.
Baby, are you gonna put her in the room?
No.
Oh. Anyways, So you creating a space, right? Not only creating a space, you're making the time and the effort to focus your attention on how you're gonna deliver what you're having an issue with your partner, right? And so in saying so, you avoid vulgar language, right? You don't use profanity. So a demonstration would be like, hey, honey, when is your availability for this week? We should have like love talk, right? And then after we'll set a date. And then when we have the love talk, there's a blueprint that we use, that we have, and that we created on addressing certain parts. Let me see. One of those parts, I'm gonna just touch on it real briefly, and I could drop y'all a couple of gems on that one, and y'all could take it into your own practice as well on bringing it into your relationships and your partnerships, right? So number one will be weekly plan. What's your weekly plan? What's some of the things that you schedule for? What's the schedule for next week, right? Kingdom weekly goals. How can we help each other? Intimacy, conversation, and when things go wrong in the kingdom. So we approach it in certain aspects of if we want to fix something in a relationship or we want to focus on something, how will we fix it, right? This is perspectives. And then not only that, the other aspect is, where's that when we wrote it down? Where's it at? How can I help? No, not this one.
What is that? Appreciation?
Here it is, his and hers. Skills to improve, right? And so we have a him and her, and say if we have something that we want to address and we say, hey, I've been wanting to say this, and this is how I want to talk about it. I feel like you should work on this a little bit more often. It will enhance so and so. And then I give my perspective about it, and then I say, I want you to work on this, and this is how we're going to move forward within the week of focusing on improving these skills. It's a week-to-week basis and not a month-to-month basis, right? Because it stays active on the mind, just as well as that you have to keep God active on your mind day to day, right? And so even with your goals and aspirations and priorities, right? So you avoid vulgar language and you avoid beating around the bush. You get straight to the point, but you get straight to the point with respect, right? Do you have anything input that you want to say on this?
By being clear and direct?
Yeah.
Being clear and direct, I would say like the same thing I said yesterday, which was making sure that you get clear. You have a clear mindset before you approach your partner or you approach anyone, even at your job or anywhere else.
Yeah.
But before you approach that person, have a clear mindset. Have a write things down. Like write down how you feel, or write down what's in your mind right now. What are your thoughts right now? And then another thing that you need to do, you pray about it. If you can't write about it, because most of the time, if you talk writing, most of the men, maybe 50% of the men don't like writing, right?
Right.
Not that they don't like writing, they're not open to doing it, to journaling and stuff like that.
Some men don't like.
Yes.
Or some men haven't picked up the skill and see the value of it.
That's true. So I would say like it's either you pray about it, you calm yourself down the way that you know how to calm yourself down. You do some breathings or whatever it is that you feel like this is going to work, or this is helping me calm down right now. Calm down, clear your mind, go for a walk, and then come back and talk about it. Don't just talk with like emotionally, like you're still in your emotions and you want to say something.
You know what's funny?
What?
Part 3 says stay calm
and manage emotions. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's
so right. Number 3 is stay calm and imagine emotions, right? Approach tough conversations with a level head, right? A level-headed mind. You don't want to just really be... want to stay cool, calm, and collective in these conversations. Emotional regulation helps prevent escalation or escalating conflicts, right? Yeah. And in saying that, it's like, if you have your emotions checked at the front door, you don't have to be reacting to whatever someone says. And two, when you're addressing certain things, you also want to come from a place of cool, calm, and collectiveness. Why? It's important because if your girl says something or your man says something and you're addressing something that's important to you, your emotions is not going to get the job done. Yeah. You don't take your emotions to your job and then you trying to express what's not fair or right or what you feel like should be changed or how I approach you. Right. You don't come in the office and start crying and screaming and yelling and all emotional distress about the situation, because you're not going to get clarity from your point. No one's going to get clarity from your point. Yeah, no one's going to get clarity from your point. And so you want to address the same perspective when dealing with your job, with your relationships, right? If you have a friend and your friend is doing something that is not acceptable, there's a way to address your friend about it without getting emotionally disturbed about it, right? And without allowing your voice to raise as though like there's about to be an argument or
that's what it is.
What? Oh. She peed. Anyways, so moving on to the next point. Babe, do you have anything to say about that?
Go ahead.
All right. Number 4 is going to be use I statements. Yeah, use I statements. Instead of blaming or accusing each other, what you want to do is share how you feel using statements like, I feel, to avoid defensiveness. I think this is a strategy. I think this is something that people can use. And then also to some of the gems that I'll say that we do is when a person is expressing themselves and they're having a dilemma about what they're feeling and emotionally feel like, these things are going on and you feel disrespected. What I do and what we do is, as a person is expressing themselves, what we say is, at the very end, we retain the information and we're making sure that we're focusing on what they're delivering, what they're saying, so that when they're finished, we can recap and say, so what I'm hearing you say about this dilemma that you have a problem with is X, Y, Z, such and such and such, etc., right? And that gives a conclusion and also shows your partner that that you are retaining the information that was just provided, the concern that was provided and brought to the table. And so that shows that the active listening aspect is in play. So not only taking I statements and I feel like, right, you are coming from the place of taking responsibility as well, right? Even though you don't feel like, maybe you may not feel like it's your problem, whatever the case may be, but what you can do to take on responsibility, what you can do is to take on responsibility is agree that whatever's going on, whatever has been done is
what?
Is your whatever.
Stop, leave me alone.
Whatever's going on. Whatever's going on that they have a concern with, you're taking on responsibility as though it is you who started it, right? Now, most people say that's the bigger person perspective, and you're being the bigger person by taking on that, even though you don't feel like you've done anything wrong. It's just taking on that the absence of you paying attention, that you didn't see this is what was occurring. Obviously, you wouldn't have seen, but you taking on responsibility as though that it wouldn't be felt that way if it wasn't a second person. So that's what you're taking responsibility of. You being the second person in a relation, and this person is feeling like that, and you didn't even know per se, or maybe the actions that you were doing made them feel a certain way, and you weren't present enough to even be aware that that's what was occurring. Obviously, from that point, you create communication and clarity and say, well, I didn't see it from that point. I didn't even know you were feeling that way, but this is what I was truly thinking. This is what's going on in my mind. And you give them clarity so, future reference, and they don't tie it into their past relations. And because a lot of times that's probably what usually happens, is people tying into past relations of what happened somewhere else and where they learned it from. Okay?
Yeah.
So number 5. You have anything
Nonverbal cues, no.
Okay. Nonverbal cues, right? Matter. Nonverbal cues matter. Pay attention to body language, tone, and facial expressions, right? As they play. What the hell is going on here? What's up with this leg?
Oh, I'm putting it in my chair.
I'm like, what is going on with this leg? This is a rising and rising. All right, yeah. So pay attention to body language, tone, and facial expressions as they play a significant role in how your message is received. This is valuable because let me rephrase that. I was cultivated in Detroit, Michigan, which means that no. I ain't raised. I ain't no cattle. I ain't no sheep. I don't get raised. I get cultivated in this mud. You know what I'm saying?
I see you.
Born. I don't know about that born thing again, so I'm just playing. But what I wanted to highlight,
cut off all the words.
Every word. I don't want to associate. I wanted to create my own reality.
Go bombastic, huh?
You know what I'm saying?
All right.
So look. One of the things that I noticed with being in Detroit, Michigan, and raising in that environment, this also allowed me to be able to, with being in such an environment, it allowed me to be able to understand when people have ill will intention by their body gestures, by the facial expressions, by the energy frequency. The energy frequency was the top thing for me.
Right.
But what they're saying, nonverbal cues and matter is that tone of your tone, how you carry yourself, the body language, and the facial expressions, right? And I also say energy frequency as well to add on there. But I feel like if you're not sensitive to these things already, it's a learning process, right?
I would say that in my journey recently, I recently started. Not that I didn't see it before,
Yeah.
but I recently started seeing it more often, or not seeing it more often, but seeing it into like people that I'm having a conversation with you right now, and I say something, and I see you conversating or saying something in your head or in your mind. I think it's now a total of I think it's now a total of 5 people who I literally close people who has done that while we're having a conversation, and and it wasn't a great gesture of like it was kind of like that how can I say it?
Oh no, you didn't.
No, not that way, but the way of
You want to punch her in the stomach?
disagreeing with what I'm saying, but not wanting to disagree with what I'm saying. It was that gesture of like, oh, no, I wouldn't do that. Oh, why would you do that? Oh,
yeah,
that.
I understand.
Yeah. And I haven't been saying nothing about it, but I was like, how can I address this? How can I show you that I can see you, right? I can see you and I can hear you, even though I can't hear your words, but I can see you.
Yeah. I think too, addressing things like that is non-important until verbiage is given for the action, right? I think addressing it
That's a good one.
I think looking beyond it is more of you're in a business conversation or you're pitching a sale or you are in a conference and you have to present your slideshow on your new product to these business consultants, right?
Yeah.
And you're going to see facial expressions, you're going to see changes, and as you get better at delivering whatever your message is and the value of why they need it in their life, you'll start to see their facial expression change. Most people do it automatically because of commercials, right? Commercial comes on, they're trying to pitch you something. Your facial expression is like, right, until they get you and they're like,
But it's not like I be pitching something.
No, it's not like that. But you gotta understand, it's all years of years of conditioning, right?
Yeah.
And so people don't if they're not conscious of what they are when they're engaging in conversations, they're not paying attention to your average Joe. Right, average Joe is not paying attention to any of those things. But guess what? Jim the Sailor is, right? And so Jim the Sailor is giving you compliments and saying, "Oh, da da da," and then bring you back to it, and it's like throwing you all off emotionally wise, and then bring you back to what the whole point of what his deliverance was, right? And so I think too that's a skill when you are present enough to notice when people are thinking while you're talking, right? So pay attention to nonverbal signs. Those cues matter, okay? Number 6, practice patience. When we are conversating with each other and we're dealing with certain issues, things that we want to evolve as a couple, right? Yeah. Patience is one of the keys. You got to understand that nothing is given in this world. The way that the cycle runs and the laws that run, you're not going to receive anything instantaneously. You will only receive things instantaneously in man's world, right? That's where the instant gratification comes in. That's where you see the downfall and the spiral when it comes to kids and people, just behavior-wise, when they feel like they can get something very instant. Then understanding that there's a process. You don't plant a tree and expect it to be up tomorrow, right? You don't build a house within 3 days.
You gotta wait.
There's a value and an appreciation of the process of waiting, right? Because you don't want anything to be so instant, right? To where you can't register its progression in the moment of. So when you get to the end of the progression, you can look back and be like, wow, it took like 18 months to build this, but look where we at now. Look how it looks. It is well worth it, right? And it's kind of those perspectives on things brings a lot of highlight to how people are supposed to move and appreciate when you are going through the process. right?
Like it happened too in our business, in our Airbnb business.
Yes.
Same thing happened where when we were started, it was kind of like hard because also we were not used to it, right? Doing
Yeah.
it was just like figuring things out and learning.
Yes.
And taking it one step at a time. But when the business got to about 3 years,
Yeah.
it started like producing, you know, and we were like, oh shit, look at that, you know, we did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
And also
it produced,
opening other Airbnbs was another thing that we were like, oh wow, okay.
It produced less than a year.
Yeah, it produced less than a year, but I would say like
momentum?
yes, like opening other places and easily going to because we were doing arbitrage, but easily going to a apartment and saying what you want and who you are.
Yeah.
You know, because when we
Learning those
started, we
skills.
kind of didn't know how to do that, and it was like, you know, the beginning, right? So the beginning is always going to be a flop, but as you grow and as you go, it's always going to be great. So we were literally talking about communication, so let's get back to the point. Practice patience.
Practice patience.
So practice listening. So you have to wait. I used to not want to wait for you when you were talking because I'm like, I'm going to forget my point.
I used to hate that.
Just finish, you know. I just want to say something right now. And then I had to practice patience. I had to practice waiting and understanding that even if the point goes away, that means the point was not valid enough. But if it's going to stay in my mind, that means I need to say it for real. I had to practice waiting, and I waited, and I still wait right now because he is
long-winded.
You guys know. I'm not gonna say y'all know that when he speaks,
talker.
Everybody needs to stop. Okay, everything needs to stop, and he's gonna speak for about 10, 15, 20 minutes.
You exaggerate.
Well,
now.
yeah.
I'm exaggerating.
But yeah. He doesn't even read the comments when he's left by himself. I have to like come out.
I do it when the
what I'm
time
doing,
presents itself.
Bro, read the comments, okay?
I mean, when I'm talking, you gotta just wait. I can't just stop every single time a comment drop. I will never get my point across.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, that's right.
And so with practicing patience, these are the benefits. Often the most important aspect of communication is the willingness to wait, the willingness to hear, and also when you're hearing each other out, there is no rushing. All right.
Ooh,
when you're hearing each other out, you're receiving. When you're hearing each other out, you are engaged, locked in, turned on, tapped in, tuned in. All right.
Yeah.
This is the concept of showing that, yo, what you're saying is of value, and I am here to listen, right?
No, my feet.
Yeah,
I'm not comfortable.
Back your chair up. Back the chair up. Back the chair up. That's what you need to do. Just back the chair up, lady. Back it up. Back it up. Back it up. Don't stop.
That's it, babe. I'm good now.
Guys, guess what?
What?
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to
you. This is the third time he's singing.
Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday.
Thank you, baby.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. Stop. Thank you.
Listen, practicing patience, guys. It is a part of life. It is a lifestyle. It is a wonderful skill to master.
Yeah.
Right? Because you'll be able to appreciate all of God's gifts. All of God's gifts involves you being patient, which means patient is another word of saying present.
I love that.
You like that?
Yeah.
Do that again. I like that.
What do you like?
All right, I quit.
I can't with you.
All right. As another word of being present. Patience is you taking in on what is happening in the now.
Yeah.
Now we're here now.
Present.
Now.
Patient. Practice patience. Be present by practicing patience.
Be present by practicing. No,
I was trying to rhyme.
Be patient by practicing presentness. And by practicing presentness means that you are in the now. You are in the now, in the moment, in the tapped in, tuned in, turned on. Turned on. on. Push the start on.
Turned on.
All right, number 7. Coming in, number live.
Number 7.
All right.
I love number 7. It's our last point, you guys. I guess this life is gonna be
Agree
short
to
and
disagree.
sweet because today is the day that the Queen was born. Okay.
It was not today that the Queen
agree.
was born. It was the actual month and a day of the original day that the Queen was born. You only born one time, all right? All right? All right? There ain't no
Well, I'm
claim.
actually not born yet. I'm born at 10 a.m. So I'm still not here. So
What's wrong with these people in these
okay,
concepts?
let's go.
All right, so number 7 is agree to disagree, okay? Agreeing to disagree is not a bad thing, okay? Because sometimes having a disagreement,
bad.
it can be bad for some people's point of view. But I feel like agreeing to disagree is also appreciating the contrast of the differences between two, right? I was asking a guy yesterday. He said he just got married last month, right? In January something, right? And I asked him what was the reason why he got married. I was like, yo, what's the reason why you got married? Oh, you know, it's the right place, right time. I was like, you know, that's kind of like a generic answer, not to like chop on your answer or nothing like that. I just wanted to, I'm just kicking the bobo with you to get a little bit more deeper of, because I hear a lot of that, you know, so I hear a lot of people say that. As I can say it sometimes too, but like what really got you? Like, can you really see yourself being with this one person for the rest of your life, right? And so he gave me an answer, and long story short, he was pointing out the differences between him and the wife, right? And he was saying, you know, he's like, you know, he's the procrastinator and she's the get at it, and he's the patient person, and then she's the, you know, not patient or something like that. And he was like, you know, I'm glad that we don't, you know, we only have a few things in common. But everything else is like we're opposite. And he was like, he was appreciating that, which means what's the difference of what we're talking about, which is the agree and the disagree. Agree and disagree is different perspectives of we don't need to be on the same page all the time with a specific topic, right? Sometimes my contrast may be in the leading edge, and sometimes her contrast may be on the leading edge, right? Maybe her decision-making skills on that moment may be the best making the skills that we should take moving forward, right? But without, if I was to say something and she was to say something all the time, we just agree with each other all the time. I think coming to an agreement is different when it is making a decision on moving forward together on something. But if that's a way of that you're thinking and that has nothing to do with the we's, yeah, agree to disagree. There's no reason why we need to agree on something that we're not moving forward on together on that unit. There's no reason for you to always have to agree with what I'm doing and what I'm talking about. Right?
I feel like I would say with agreeing to disagree is for you to understand that not every conversation is gonna end
with
peacefully, you know.
Wait a minute.
It's not going to be. I mean, I'm saying like not everything is going to be like. Let me say we're having a conversation, and I think I'm right, and you think you're right. Not every conversation has to end with us not being okay with each other because now we didn't agree with each other. So I can easily see that. Okay,
hey, make sure y'all give my wife a shout out on her birthday today.
I can easily see that this is getting out of hand, and be like, okay, yeah, you're right, I see you, you know, and then move on, you know. That I feel like that's the most important thing in a relationship, to agree to disagree. Okay, just be okay with it not being okay, with you not being okay. Be okay with you not being okay. I remember when we started our relationship, we used to say that you sometimes apologize, but you really like, I don't want to apologize, but you have to apologize because you think to yourself, is this what I want to do right now? Is this arguing? But you had 3 points. You had 3 very valid points that you would say to me sometimes, and I thought that was good. I can't remember them. I don't know if you can.
It was number 1. Do I want to disagree to, it was taking responsibility. Number 1, 2. I'm making up as I go. I ain't gonna lie.
I think there was one that you said that you were thinking if you want to be happy or you want to be in not happy situation. You know, is this a now moment? But you had very valid points. I literally should have taken those down, but I didn't because I thought you were still gonna continue saying them until.
It was a then moment because we don't go through that anymore.
Yeah, we don't.
So it's not really. It was applied then in the beginning because we were still grounding ourselves in the footing of stability.
Yeah,
Right.
and then I feel like that was very good, because I would think that, oh yeah, I'm right, be satisfied. But he knows that he's like, I don't care, I just apologized, but I was not supposed to apologize because it was your fault, and I didn't see that until we started to, like, our communication started to get better and better and better. So having better communication skills or bettering communication in your relationship is a first step. Okay, to anything, because if you have strong communication, if you communicate about everything from intimacy, sexual, what happens in the bed, what you don't like, what you like, what happens in the kitchen, what happens, if you communicate that strongly, what happened in a business, I don't like it when you talk like this, I don't like it when you say this, having the things that you don't like, I like it when you do this, I appreciate you for doing this, I appreciate myself for being this type of person. That goes with the love talk. You can check our video. We did a love talk video not too long ago, so you can check that out if you want to know more about our love talk. But love talk is something that we do every week, and just to stay on track and
address whatever needs to be addressed. Make sure we're still on the same path.
Increase our communication.
Increase our communication skills. Love talk is going to go within other relationships anyway, too. Like, this is more of foundational when you're talking about involving God in what we are doing and not it just being about us. It's more of like how are we bringing our awareness and our attention to God, but also actively being in the moment, which is, again, the present word, being present on these are things that I have concerns with. And not all the time do we have love talk where we have things that we need to address.
I just remembered something. I just remember that I'm reading a
book.
What is the book that I'm reading?
It's called Compound Effect.
Compound Effect. Him and his wife used to do a love talk too, but they called it a different thing. So it's not it's not just something that we do, but other people do too. Even though they call it, something else. I can't remember what he called it, but when I do, let me get the book.
All right.
And see if I can find it.
So yeah, just addressing that too. I found value in not arguing or not escalating when I seen that there was a disagreement that was not going to be seen eye to eye. I felt that at this moment is either that I focus on getting my point across to somebody who's not open to receive it right now, or I close the chapter and just wait until it presents itself where they realize it wasn't even that deep. It was just more of like I should just close the chapter and like be all right with her not receiving what my message is right now. Because I felt the resistance of me trying to push my point and it wasn't being received. So let me just close this book right now. Right, where you playing a video game and you keep getting your swoop in the video game, right? And you're like, all right, I think I need a break. I need to just put this controller down because right now I'm about to get emotional about this and I don't like losing, all right? I like losing, but I don't like losing. I like losing and getting a victory. I don't like keep falling on my face, falling on my face, falling on my face. I don't like that, right? So it's more of like, you know what, you right, honey, and we can just go ahead and close the chapter. I feel like we both expressed what we needed to express, and I will we can just move on to the next best thing,
Yeah,
absolutely. I see it from your perspective, and I think that what you're saying is absolutely valid, right? And then just kind of leave it at that. And what I felt was me now closing the book on not getting emotional about you not receiving my message.
I really can't.
Right? You found it?
Not yet.
Okay. But long story short, that was the value for me on addressing those situations that I felt like, why am I continuously trying to push my point across right now? This is not even the time. Right? And another time, other things that I wanted to say too with agree and disagree is that a lot of the times if you guys are having a issue and she brings up an issue about me, it's not about me bringing up issues about her. It's about me receiving what she's talking about. The issue is about me that she's having a concern about, and me taking responsibility of that and not going off, well, I'm doing it because, and what about what you do? And then da-da-da. It's deflecting what the point is. She had the courage enough to address whatever that is, right? Just like if I was to bring it up, if something that I have a problem about her, and she was like, "But it's because you do this," man, that's gonna be a turn off to me if she was to do stuff like that. I feel like her taking responsibility of, you know what, I didn't know I was doing that, honey. I apologize. What are ways that I can work forward? I maybe have a couple of ideas, but do you have any further perspective on how I can improve in this area? Because I do see it of value to improve in.
Yeah.
Right? I think having concerns with love partners, also they have to see that because I think the discretion too, a lot of people think that they get in relationships and then their partners are trying to change them.
Oh.
And I think that that's probably the case for some, and that's probably not the case for a lot. Because if I'm telling you that this is an issue, you have to see value in you leveling up yourself within this skill or this concern for bettering the quality of a person that you are.
Yeah.
Right? And it has to be a benefit to you to want to change that. Because you can know that it may improve other relationships, or it may just improve this one exponentially.
Yeah.
Distinguishing when it's starting to get tedious is another. So if a person has concern about this, or they have a concern about this, and then this, and then this, and everything you're doing is this, I think that's, you're dealing in a different relationship, a different quality of a relationship, and then now things are really toxic because they're being tedious about a lot of things that they don't even improve on themselves. So distinguishing the difference, because you don't want to get too caught up in, you know, the type of quality of person that you're dealing with. So you also got to be present in those type of people that you're dealing with.
I don't know, guys. I can't find it, but if I will look for it and I will find it, and I will make sure that I come back tomorrow first thing in the morning before we start chitty chatting.
Do you have anything else to say? Oh, sorry. Do you have anything else to say with agreeing and disagree?
Not really. I just wanted to share that the love talk aspect of relationship, that it makes communication better. It makes communication better, and it makes the love even more, you know, because we're getting to know each other as I'm asking you these things, as I'm spending my time with you. The 30 minutes to an hour, it's not even an hour. Or love talk is less than 30 minutes, you know, because it's just like recap. It's not a recap, but it's like what's happening this week, you know.
Yeah.
Appreciating each other, and communicating about the things that the downs and the ups, like what happened, what do you want me to improve, how can I improve that, am I doing great, are you doing great, and then appreciating each other, and then appreciating yourself. Like, I appreciate myself for being here, I appreciate myself for being your wife, and for doing whatever it is that I'm doing around the house, and you know, all
doing in the bedroom.
And you do the same thing. You appreciate yourself, and we close the love talk. It is so easy. We have a video about that. If you want to check it out, go check it out. It is lucrative. You can do it immediately when you start in a relationship. And if you feel like this is the relationship, I want to include the communication skills and stuff like that, do so. Even in partnership, in your business partners, your friends, do the same thing. Have times where you're like, he also did have that too. He had a friend, I think it was 3 friends or just one friend, where they recap every week. They call each other and they talk about what happened, what was bad, what was good this week, and what do I want to improve, and so on and so forth, which is accountability, right? So you can do that with your friend, or you can do it with your partner, you can do it with your husband, wife, business partner, and you can do it with a colleague at work, you know, someone you feel like you're too close. You found it?
Something about the wife.
Journal. That's the journal. That's the Thanksgiving.
Is it far from this?
Yeah, it's far from that. That's the beginning. So if I find it, I will definitely. You scratched your forehead. Oh yeah, I did. I don't know. I did.
Did you scratch your forehead? Did you bump your head? Nah.
Maybe I didn't scratch it. I'm just saying that I look more. I'm glowing. I'm not gonna say I'm shining, I'm glowing.
Yo, shout out to my wife's birthday today.
Yes, it's my birthday, guys.
My wife is not used to this. She don't really care.
I don't really care. I'm like, I don't even want to celebrate.
All right, y'all. We're gonna find it next time. We'll drop it with y'all.
No, I'll make sure that I find it. And then
that's what I'm talking about. That's the guy right
much.
there. That's that guy right there. That guy right there. That guy right there. He's the guy right there. Yo, greatest of all time, man. I'm gonna let you know right now. What this is, Yard Man, Slim. I don't know if you ever heard of that book. It's a book about a pimp named Slick.
Slim.
Slim. I think it's Slim. Yeah, Slim the Pimp or Pimp Slim Pimp, something like that. Boy, what's the name of the book? Let me see, real quick. It's about a pimp though. It was based on a true story.
Thank you, I appreciate you. But I'll come back with this tomorrow. So tomorrow we're gonna be here again at 8 a.m. Central. Why are you doing that?
I just want to tell him right quick because his name's Slim.
Okay.
What is the book about a pimp named Slim?
This is what you want us to listen to?
Pimp named Slickback. All right, it's called Pimp. The story of my life. Oh, Iceberg Slim. That's what it was. That's his name. Iceberg Slim. They got an audio book of this. You hitting a like on this? I can't believe this.
Crazy.
Anyway, you should check out the audio book. It gives you a different perspective on like his life. It was a really good audio book. I did gather some perspectives on his life and stuff like that. Yeah. But I only brought it out because you said, your name was.
Okay.
Anyways, yeah, you get the gist.
Yes.
Pimp named Slickback, Iceberg Slim.
Thank you.
Shout out to my wife. It's happy birthday. Say happy birthday.
Well, yes, we are here back tomorrow at 8 a.m. Central. Join us. Thank you. Join us. I'm going to give you the part that I was talking about, which is the Love Talk. He does the Love Talk, and I'm going to find other people, too, who does Love Talk, and we're going to share that tomorrow. We might have to just talk about Love Talk tomorrow. How about that? Just go deep in the Love Talk.
How many people enjoy the love conversations that we have about improving your relationships, improving, like, certain skills that we use? Drop a 1 in the comments. Drop a 1 in the comments if you enjoy, like, the relationship advice that we give you. We want some feedback because, number one, we want to know how many people usually are having difficulties in relationships, or maybe in a relationship that is not of value, but just kind of like drifting and like not going anywhere. But, you know what I'm saying, certain other parts in the relationship are satisfying, and it's kind of like, you want more. Drop a 1 in the comments. Drop a 1 in the comments. Drop a 1 in the comments if you enjoy the relationship advice.
If you want us to continue talking about the relationship advice, the marriage advice, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Or you want us to, move on.
No, we're gonna make it do what it do, baby. You know what I'm saying? Whether they like it or not. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, it's part of our channel, right? We talk about what we do, so it's our diaries.
Oh, yeah, for sure, yeah. Drop a 1 in the chat. Drop a 1 in the chat.
Likes, we have. Yes, let's go. I love it. I love it.
That's something that I wanted to know. I'm gonna ask you guys every time we get on here to drop a 1 in the chat if if the information is helpful. That we usually get. We know it's helpful, but we want feedback. We want to hear your perspective on it. And if you're even able to apply what you're doing or in your journey as far as in your relationships. We talk about more than relationships too, but obviously I feel like relationship is a good. We talk about finances. We talk about God. We talk about purpose. We talk about vision, planning, cultivating life, branding, overall, just the overall development of pursuing something bigger than yourself. Right. Having purpose. Do you know that the word purpose in its original form in Hebrew means original intent? Right? And original intent in Hebrew stands for purpose. And so you would associate original intent of what was God's original plan for you when you first got here, right? When you agreed to come here on earth, what was the original intent? What was the purpose of you coming here? Right? And so I think a lot of us still try to like drift and sort and figure out why we came forth in this planet to do what, right? And that's where we come into play of giving you the insight and the hey, that's what we come for, to giving you the insight and the play on a different, broader perspective, right?
Yeah.
And that's why I associate God in it a lot of times, and understanding that a lot of it's just changing the verbiage, because you don't have to be a religious person to understand that God is more than religious. God is a king. God is Lord. And when you are serving a kingdom and something like a nation, not even something like a nation, when you're serving a kingdom, a nation, a state, right, you understand that you're backed up. When we leave outside the United States and go in different countries, you understand when you show that passport, there's some leverage behind that passport.
Yeah.
Right? When you enter the states, that you know that you're American. You're like, yo, there's some form of pride. I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty sure deep down there's a form of pride of this country being what it is.
Right.
When you go to a different country, right? And so it's saying that it's the same pride that you want to have when you're talking about moving forward with the reason why your original plan assigns for you to come forth on earth to spread the culture of heaven, to invade the territory, and to colonize the earth with the nation's idea, which is the heaven. Right, heaven is the nation.
Bless up
heaven on
to bring. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, to bring heaven on earth, right? And that's what we just basically elaborate on, man. Like, it's bigger than us. It's bigger than us, and not associating what I'm talking about religion. Gives you a broader perspective, gives me a broader perspective on how to share that information with you, right? Yeah. Heaven is my goal, exactly. Not going there, but heaven is the goal, and God's original intent was to bring heaven on earth. That's the plan for us to be here on earth. We won't serve God if we go to heaven, right? Our use would be frivolous. That's because that wasn't the mission, right? The mission is to bring the culture of heaven on earth. And we need to understand
blessings
that.
To you too.
Thank you. Blessings to you as well. We need to understand that there's a certain way to culture. Like when we talk about hip hop culture, the original state of hip hop culture is a certain way to be aware of when you're talking about influencing others.
Yeah.
Right? And if we're talking about that, then we understand that the rabbit hole goes deeper. One love from Jamaica. What go on? Appreciate it, brother.
We having Jamaica. I love it.
My wife is South African, so excuse her if she say Jamaica.
Jamaica,
man.
I'll do my best.
Jamaica, man.
Then don't we have to wait till Judgment Day? I don't know.
No, you do not have to wait until Judgment Day. God wants you to act now. Everything is about now. That's why everything that you're doing right now is always a now moment. Action is now. God gifted you to understand that you have gifts and talents, and it's not about you just focusing on you. Yes, the development is about you improving who you are as a person, right? That's why you're given those challenges in life where you feel like shit is going and hitting the fan. It's like, no, it's not hitting the fan. This is a way for God to push you to the point to where you now depend on him, and you're not trying to continuously be independent from him. Because when you're independent from him, you open the doors for you to receive all of this resistance.
Right? Yeah, that's for sure.
So the goal is for you to influence the culture of heaven on earth. That's one of the main entire goals. You're not waiting for anything. Right? The goal is now. That's why Jesus said, repent, meaning change your mind now. Change the way you think, because the world thoughts are not supposed to be your thoughts.
Oh, I love that.
Right? You're not supposed to think like the world. Change your thoughts. Change your way of the kingdom. Change your thoughts to the kingdom. Change your thought to the heaven, to the culture of heaven principles, right?
Yeah.
Right? Change your thoughts. Repent, for the kingdom is here. It is already here, right? It's already here. It is about us demonstrating what that is. This is a part of the culture of heaven right now. This is a part of what we're doing right now is a part of the culture of heaven. This is just a smidgen of it, right? This is a smidgen of it.
Thank you, Lord.
Right? It's a very fraction. And there's momentum to gather, right? Just well as though you were doing it on the opposite end. You were creating momentum of gossiping about people. Everything is a low vibration. You talking about how you hate things, and there's just more momentum. You can see it on the dark side.
Right.
There's a light side to it, right? There's a light side. There's a light side to going within to the dark side to understand God does dwell in the light and the dark, right? There is no devil versus God. There ain't no, that ain't it. That's not it. There ain't no verses because God is ultimate.
Yeah.
You do him a disservice when you try to compare him to someone he created. Why are you
Okay.
comparing him to Lucifer?
You're going
Satan.
deep now,
I am
huh?
going deep. We almost at the finish line. It's almost 9:00.
Let's
You know what I'm
get
saying?
it.
Why are you comparing him to the devil? He created the devil. The devil is an offspring. You don't compare him. That ain't the same level.
That's
Do you
why
know
he's
that?
able to destroy
That's
the
why he's
devil.
also called the Prince of Darkness.
Yeah.
Because the
He's
Prince of
able to
Darkness.
destroy what he brings to you. God is able to destroy the dark cloud that the devil tries to put over you.
Do you know that anything that the devil does has to go through God?
Right.
Now, I could be wrong about this, but
I think that's why I always say that it's the devil is trying to test you. It's God who's trying to test you, right? We spoke about that not too long
yes,
ago.
we
That it's
corrected
God.
that statement.
It's God who's trying to test you, but He let the devil do what the devil wants to do because you need to learn something.
But if you read the stories, you understand that even with Job's situation, Job was at the very top of his pinnacle, right? And the Lucifer had to go to God and ask for permission.
Yeah.
Right, we get fed this concept when we watch movies that Lucifer is just on the rampage and he does whatever he wants. It's like, no, he doesn't do whatever he wants. He does have to follow certain rules.
Yeah.
He has to go within the gates.
Yeah.
Right? He has to go through the loops. There's laws that he has to abide by. He knows the laws that he has to abide by.
Right.
Right? They can't enter in this dimension without a body.
Right.
Right? That's why God had to be born through Jesus. He had to become legal on earth. He's not gonna go against his laws and his principles. He's not gonna go against his word because he's holy.
Yeah.
Right? So, with that being said, it's about you gaining your alignment through your trials and tribulations to align your presence and mind and soul to God, being able to be your leader, your guide, your king, right? And you obeying once you receive a download that says, hey, do this thing. You're like, oh, I'm not good enough.
Right.
I'm not even practicing.
Oh, I was
it's like,
talking
no,
about faith yesterday.
That's not what God said. You're doing the wrong thing. You're focusing on the wrong thing. I just told you what to do, and you're disobeying me by giving me your humanly excuses.
Yeah. You know what?
I don't want to hear that. I made you divine.
Yeah.
Right? You're telling me about your humanly excuse. You don't even understand the fathom of how much power I see you having. I created you.
Yeah.
So
and you have so much power with a little faith. If you have faith, you can conquer the world. Anyways, I think we should end it over here.
Yeah,
and
and also too, I want to
tomorrow.
dive in on that faith thing that you were talking about too, like guiding people on having faith and getting them to see it from a perspective of like,
Hey guys,
people,
hello Blake.
What up, though? People normally when they hear people talk about faith, they kind of associate it with how do I get faith? Like how am I supposed to have faith? And it's like
believe in yourself.
But that's also like telling a kid to listen or what is it? What is the one? Listen. I think it's listen.
Listen, yeah.
Yeah, it's like telling a kid to listen in school.
Yeah.
Or something like that.
Sit over there.
Right, I forgot what it was.
For 8-10 hours.
Yeah, or something like that. I forgot.
Where's my Batman cup?
Hey, we got the Lock Fam cups now.
Lock Fam cups now.
Shout out to the channel. Shout out. And then look, not only is the Lock Fam, they go me, they go my wife right there. And then look, it says Lock Fam Kingdom Diaries, and then God Vibes Only.
Yay.
God Vibes Only, y'all. So these are the cups that we created. We have the merch available too as well. But we, you know what I'm saying? You got to support the brand. We got to create the brand. We got to rock the brand. We got to, Batman ain't giving me no dividends, bro.
I need one. Yeah.
That's what's up. So one of the things that I'm going to tell you right now, we have the option for you to either get the one with our faces on there. It's not really, it's up to you, or without. So it'll say Lock Fam Kingdom Diaries just by itself. And it'll still have God Vibes Only on the back.
Right.
That's swag though. Look at that swag. I wish it could flip on the other side. God. Vibes only. That's
I
smart.
wish you could switch on the other side.
I know, so you can see what that graffiti look
Hey,
like.
hello. Are you
What it
ready
do? What it says? What
are
up?
you
I
ready
think
to be first
but I
live?
was gonna say like the blueprint of showing people like having faith and believing. It's like you have faith in other stuff already.
Yeah.
You have faith in you turning on the water. You have faith when you put your key in your door that it's gonna open. You have faith
right?
that when you press your car, it's gonna start. You have faith in a lot of
Going
things
fantastic.
and again, you have faith in a lot of things.
You have faith that when you cook, the food is gonna be ready.
Things.
You have faith if you stand in that drive-through, you're gonna get the food that you want, right? You have faith. You have faith in other things. You have faith in things that you don't even know that you're gonna get. Like waiting for your paycheck. You go to work and you don't know if you're gonna get paid, but you have faith that you're gonna get paid because you're going to work.
Exactly. So we're saying that. What I want to.
What's the time there? It's 9:01.
It's 9:01. What I want to say is that with addressing how people already have faith, we bring them to awareness of how they are having faith in certain stuff already. And so the faith aspect is just you knowing that it's going to happen. And so by knowing that God is going to work miracles for you is a practice of believing,
Right.
which is showing you evidence of how God has already, right? Because for you to believe, not
Yeah.
yet, not yet. I don't care about that stuff right now.
Okay.
For you to believe, I'm on a roll. I mean, who
Let's
cares
go,
about
let's
that?
go.
For you to believe that the lights are going to cut on gave you experiences from the past because they
Right.
kept happening, right?
Right.
So every time you flip the switch, you are already programmed from evidence of you flipping the switch that you already believe and have faith that it was going to do it. Belief is just something that keeps happening. A thought is a thought is a habit is a thought that you keep thinking.
Ooh,
Right?
Yeah, that's true.
A habit
True.
is a thought you keep thinking. So a habit is a thought that you keep thinking. If you see and believe that something that keeps happening, it becomes a habit, which then turns into a belief, then turns into faith because it keeps happening.
Right.
You have evidence.
Right.
So that's what I want to talk about bringing that to light on showing people
we'll do that.
how to have faith better on
We'll
God.
do that. Probably
right.
on the video,
Now,
on the next video.
We about to end it. We're going to read these comments.
Colors on the cups.
Yeah, huh? Yeah, colors on the cups. Yes, we do. We have a whole bunch of colors.
Details on your cups. FYE.
What is that? I forgot what FYE
means. I thought it was FYI at first.
No, what FYE means? That fly? No, that's not fly. What's
2 a.m. in Australia.
It's 2 a.m. in Australia. You up at 2 a.m.? You is not playing. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. Bye. Go to sleep.
Blake, it's 2 a.m. I know. That's what I'm saying. Tell me what FYE means. What does FYE mean? And then it says, Warner says, how's your morning going? Our rising is going fantastic, brother. Utterly fantastic, because we are here delivering, and I feel like we are doing, and I know that we are doing God's work, and we're getting better at delivering what that message is to you guys, because God wants to win your heart.
I think it's fire, right? Oh yeah, she said it. It's fire.
Oh, fire.
Yes.
Now I understand.
Appreciate that.
What? But what? Fire.
Fire.
Fire. Fire. Fire MC.
Oh my God. Okay, you guys. We
God did.
Means
that's the cue right there. That's the cue right there. Peace, blessings, prosperity, and success of abundance in your journey in life. We catch you on the flip side.
Central.
Make sure you stay locked in. God vibes only. Stay blessed by the best. One up.
Peace and love.